All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the Airplane Show. My name is Greg. I'm going to be your trusted internet pilot tonight. Quote unquote, internet pilot. I think I do a pretty good job on the internet. I think I'm pretty straight shooter. I think I'm pretty easy to understand when I explain shit. I think I'm fairly entertaining to watch. Even though, sometimes we don't talk. That's okay. That's okay. Because we're not here to really hear me. We're really here to experience the game. And that's what we're going to experience tonight on this latest episode. We're going to experience probably the best, in my opinion, the best general aviation aircraft in the sim. The A2A Piper Comanche, in my opinion, is the best there is general aviation aircraft. Absolutely. Now, the A600 they got that's out now is close. It's close, but it's not the Comanche. The Comanche something. It's a whole new beast. One thing I like about their airplanes is that, I'm a big nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. The tail numbers are real life tail numbers. So, like tonight, right now, the flight we're going to be doing, I didn't really want to use this livery. I like this one a lot better. But the latest flight it flew was only for like 20 minutes, and it was from it was a pretty short flight. I mean, it was like one part of Alaska to another. We're going to do another little short flight tonight, but it's going to be probably about 40 minutes in the air. That way we can lean out our fuel and all that. So we're going to take this tail number here, November 84 Victor Kilo. Yeah, Victor Kilo. I forgot the NATO alphabet for a second. I had to write that bitch down. But yeah, we're going to take this thing. The last one of the last flights this thing did was over in the United Kingdom to an airport. From an airport that there's no approach, there's no charts for either one of these airports. So let's get to it. Let me pull up the flight plan in Avigraph real quick so I can just plug it into our. Well, first of all, let me plug it into our tablet. First, I'm gonna plug it in here. So we have EGBM. All right, Tatton Hill. And then we'll build the, before we do that, let me check out, because I'm planning on leaving on runway 26. Okay, so we'll just go here. We'll do parking ramp number 2. Actually, you know what? Let's park here. No. I want to make sure we're into the wind. I tell you what, let's do number 3. But yeah, we are flying from Tatton Hill down next to London. We're going to be flying, call it Popham. Well, we'll find it. It's down here somewhere. It's EGHP. Oh, yeah, it's down here somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's down here somewhere. Yeah, it's around here somewhere. I remember it was like right next to London. All right, anyways, let's get into this thing here. Let me turn the sound of the game on. This is one of the airplanes where you do have to like lean the fuel out and all that kind of stuff. It's dope as hell. I like it. Let me get a little more juice. Get a little more juice. Little green juice. See, it's in it. What is it? Is it see-through? It kind of is see-through. Yeah, I wanted to get on earlier today. It just didn't work out that way. Shit happens sometimes. All right, let's make it low tail number. Come on, bitch. Come on, Flo. No, nothing's working right now, actually. It's like the game's all messed up. All right, maybe that'll fix it. All right, so there's chase plane. Now, why is flow not working? It was just working. Wait. There we go. Okay. We should have live weather on. Live weather is on. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and pull in the flight plan. Actually, yeah, I guess I will plug it in here just to do it. So EGBM, going runway 26. We're gonna go up to like 7,000 feet. All right, and then arrival is EGHB. We're gonna do runway, I don't really have a runway picked out yet. We'll just say runway 21 for now. All right, and then we are going to add a waypoint. We're gonna add in HON, Honolulu. And we're gonna add in Ox. It's a VO ADF station, and then we have Captain, CPT. You've taken off one in from Heathrow before, you'll recognize Captain. That's usually part of their takeoffs, some of their standard instrument departures. All right, so let's make sure, first of all, let's make sure everything is straight with our airplane. All right, that's off. Let's put our parking brake on. Turn our defroster off. Turn our lights down. We do have cockpit persistency mode on. All right, cold and dark. Now I'm doing no GPS. That way we can just use our instruments here. And it's mainly going to be VFR flying, but they do have an RNAV system, Garmin, and the upgraded GTN systems. Oops, not what I wanted to do. All right, fuel. Now we have, I want to say it's like maybe 100 miles that we're flying. 21, 34, 28. Yeah, maybe like 50 miles. So that's not much. So let's see here. We have doesn't give us our doesn't give us how far we can fly. I would just say medium. I think they have it in their booklets where you can actually put in like how much. I think they have. I'm sorry. I think they have calculators that you can do for this. You know, for takeoff and all that. I know they have it for like for center of gravity. They have it for power charts. I mean, they have quite a few. All right, maintenance. All right, we have all of that's in there. Good. We have empty propeller. That's good. All right, we got all the gear on here. All right, let's inspect. We're going to use 25W60 since it's warmer out right now. Fine wire is good. That looks okay. And all right, very good. So let's get our checklist out here. Pre-flight. Let's do a little walk around, I guess. Make sure everything is good with our airplane. We'll just visually inspect it here. You can open it up if you want to and check the water level underneath and remove all of the covers and all that if you want to do all that. We're not going to go through all that. We're just going to just pretend like we're doing it. But they do have like if you come up here, you can check the level. That'll pull up the, I think that's for gas. They also have it for oil where you can check it. Might be on the other side. They have a compartment here. There's luggage there. Okay, here's all our luggage. There we go. All right, let's jump back in. All right, pre-flight complete, passengers fine, seatbelts fine, control locks, let's remove those. Now everything, you can operate pretty much everything from here. See, we have control locks, we have pitot covers, tie downs, wheel chocks. All right, gear switch is down. Flaps are up. Radios are all off. Okay, autopilot master and avionics are both. Oh, key is not off. Make sure our fuel is off. Yep. All right, circuit breakers, let's make sure they're all in, and then we'll turn on the rotating beacon. That looks like they're in, and then we have circuits under here. Those are all in. All right, let's put on the rotating beacon. Okay, fuel selector. All right, mixture, let's put all the way that in. Throttle crack. Prop all the way in. Carb heat is... Okay, carb heat is off. Fuel pump. Check, make sure that goes on. Okay. Well, let's turn our master switch on first. Should see fuel pressure. That's interesting that we don't have any fuel pressure. I wonder if the battery's dead. Battery could be dead. Let's see if we need to charge the battery up. Oh yeah, we have no, all right, let's charge the battery up. There we go. Let's put the fuel pump back on now. All right, we have fuel pressure. Now, if this gets a little loud while I started, I apologize. I didn't check the levels before I started tonight. it's a little too loud. I'll just turn it down. All right, let's pump this up like 3 times. 2 and 3. So that should be good. Mags, let's turn that on. Just have to move the key to both. Push the start button. There we go. Very nice. We're a little loud. Let me turn this down for a second here. I don't have any of the filters on that I normally do, so I'm kind of scared to put them on with this airplane. I don't know. Let me see here. Yeah, we don't really need it. All right, very good. So that's now been set. Actually, let me just reduce the gain a little bit more. And let me move the limiter down just a little bit more. Not a big fan of using the limiter if I don't have to. All right, let me just give it a little bit of gas just to see what it sounds like. Okay, starter engage, mixture. Okay, let's lean it out just a little bit. Look at our fuel flow. All right, so now let's make sure the primer is locked. Avionics master on. Turn on our radio so we can get our VFR clearance. All right, and ATIS out here. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see it. Center control, radio, airline dispatch, ant control, sky ops. Yeah, let's just try this channel here. Clearance, Piper, November 84 Victor Kilo, VFR to Popham, West flight following, information.
Flight 5 Papa Sierra, on departure, maintain VFR at or below 1000, squawk 2716.
All right, we're going to be requesting a cruising altitude of 7,000 feet. Okay, let's plug in our first station. So we have 113.65. Should be heading on the heading of 172 to go there. So let's set 172 on here. But we have to do one thing very important first before we... Currently, we're at a heading of 30, 34, 35? No, 25 to 29. So let's make sure we set that here as well. There we go. All right, amp meter looks good. Suction looks good. Let's turn on and let's program, well, we can program the ADF later. All right, transponder, what they say to do? Squawk 2716. All right, nav lights, park and brake. Nav lights. Let's release the park and brake. Ground Piper November 84 Victor Kilo. Request taxi to active runway. We're in general aviation parking. Contact ground, okay. There is no ground. Let's try this one here. Clearance Piper November 84 Victor Kilo, taxi to active runway. All right, we have 34 for make sure I didn't miss anything, but let's take a look at frequencies. Taten Hill Piper November 84 Victor Kilo at General Aviation Parking. Request taxi clearance to runway 26. See if this works.
Piper 901 Papa, I am air ground only. You're free to taxi. Runway 26 in use. Left-hand circuit. QNH 1023.
All right, excellent. All right, so let's put back up our checklist. So we got a position into the wind, which we are. So let's just do the run up now. So brakes are holding. Fuel quantity is looking good. Mixture. Let's just go full mixture. All right, let's move our throttles to 2,000 RPMs. Make sure everything is fine with vacuum, suction, fuel pressure. Okay, that all looks good. Let's reduce one of our magnetos down. We have a little bit of a drop here. That's okay. Let's make sure it doesn't drop 50 more. Okay. So that looks good. Let's put those back on both. And now let's cycle our prop 3 times. Now let's move our prop back to 1800. Okay, looks steady to me. Let's check our carb heat. Carb heat works. All right, before takeoff, controls, let's make sure they're working. Okay. Let's make sure elevator trim is neutral. We're on neutral now. Everything looks good. Open up the vent. Open up the vent on this side. All right, let's go taxi. Let's landing lights, pitot heat, fuel pump needs to be on. We need to put our flaps down. Alright, that all works well, so let's see if we take off. Okay, so that's good. Let's get our takeoff clearance. Oh, left-hand circuit. Okay, so we're good now. Let's go take off. Let's switch to a common traffic frequency. One last check with our instrument here. Let's say we have 255-ish. All right, close enough. Let's move this over. Move this. Oh, there we go. Okay. No, it's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's roll. Prop forward, prop forward. Airspeed's alive. Takeoff speed set. And V1. Tops of the brake, landing gear up. Put the autopilot master on. Once we get over 1,000 feet, we can then turn the fuel pump off. Let's go flaps up. Pull our prop back a little bit. Okay, fuel pump off. Throttle. And prop max at 2,500. Okay, so that's okay. Alright, let's turn around and head south. Alright, let's put our autopilot on. We'll go into heading mode. And then we just use our trim to climb. Now they say 84 knots is the proper climb angle, so we're going to try to achieve that. Turn our landing lights off. We're cruising, bitch. And then once we get up to cruising altitude, we'll then lean out everything. All right, let's see what our passengers are saying. Are they hot or cold or what? Alright, they're a little cold. Let's add in some heat here. Do I have it auto? I thought I had it auto changing the fuel. Maybe I don't. Alright, let's see if they're warming up at all. Oh yeah, they're warming up. We can turn the heat down a little bit. No, we don't have any fuel in our tip tanks, do we? Not much fuel. Maybe just a little bit. All right, that's fine. And we're almost at 7,000 feet. We can operate the fuel pump, the fuel from here too, like if you want to choose right or left. Oh, that's magnetos, never mind. My bad. I thought they had a fuel thing here where it would like do the fuel automatically. Maybe it's under advanced options. I could have sworn. Maybe I'm thinking of a different airplane. All right, let's climb a little bit quicker. We got 22 miles. Now our ADF is 367.5. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this or not. It might not work. It's okay if it doesn't. What's the outside temperature right now? Oh yeah, plenty of warmth. Maybe we'll just go up to like 6,000 feet. Not really sure what the transition altitude is here. It's probably like 5,000 feet. We're just gonna leave it where we're at, but all right, let's check our engines. This is a very good page to be on right here. Yeah, this one right here, especially when we're cruising. That's a very good one to have while you're cruising, because we want these to be green, the pipes here, and we'll achieve that once we start leaning at our fuel. We'll probably start leaning it out a little bit now, actually. See how it's now turning orange? We really want those to be green. So let's keep on leaning out our fuel. See how they're starting to turn green now? That's really ideally what we want. All right, we're at 5,000 feet. Oop, shit, I missed a turn. All right, and the other Compton is 114.35. Tell you what, if we can't find, if Ox doesn't work, we'll type in BZN. That's 386. Oh, I didn't realize we had that one. Yeah, let's do. Well, now we'll head down towards Ox. We'll see if we can catch it. I mean, that's on the way to Captain anyways. All right, we are almost at cruising altitude. And then when we get to cruising altitude, we have to click on altitude engage, and then these here, trim up and down, they're going to start beeping. Up for trim up, down for trim down. That way we can level out the airplane. Then once we level out, we'll start playing with the fuel. I tell you what, I think we will go to 7,000 feet. Let's increase our pitch, because the best climb angle is actually 85 knots. The best climb speed is 105 knots in this airplane, but we're okay going to like 85. Such a banging ass airplane. Hey, what happened to our tail number? What in the fuck? That's not what I put on there. I put N34 N84 VK. I wonder how that got put on there. This is a different airplane. That's a different airplane. What the fuck happened? I almost want to start over again. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I guess I could start over. Is it really worth it just because of the livery? And then what happened to all the gear I put on here? I know I put like all that shit on here. Yeah, none of this shit is on here. Yeah, we gonna start over, man. Yeah, I want the flight that I wanted. How did this thing change mid-flight? That shouldn't happen. Yeah, this is the... Wait a minute. Yeah, N84 VK. N84 VK. Let me try just picking a different livery real quick. All right, so that one's good now. There we go, now it's showing proper. All right, let's try this again. We'll just reset the airplane back to like factory settings here. I'm not going to call for clearance again. We're just going to take off. We'll just pretend like we're using the same clearance. All right, now it looks like it's correct. That might have, maybe that's what happened at the beginning when it was having trouble. Okay, let's all right, controls. Cold and dark. All right, put 100 pounds there. Let's take a look at maintenance again. Okay, there we go. Now tip tanks are in there. All right, wash the airplane, inspect. Okay, inspect. Okay, that all looks good. Okay, that looks good. All right, what am I looking at here? All right, controls. All right, so pitot cover, control locks, tie down, wheel chocks, put the beacon light on. We can turn on the master switch here from up here. I think. Oh, we could turn a master on from there. I guess not. All right, master on. Ah, there's a tip. Thanks. Okay, very good. Let's make sure we have fuel. Yep. All right, let's go mixture in. Props all the way in. Let's crack the throttle again. I'm gonna try to not prime the engine. Let's see if it flips over. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought would happen. Okay. So again, that's like 30, 25 to 30. Let's get this fixed. All right, close enough. And then we're heading on a 172, which is still pretty much programmed there. All right, let's turn on all our radios. $113.65 is correct. One after that is 114.35. We can say exit that. All right, are we into the wind? I think we are already. Yeah, let's go ahead and do our run up. You know, I wonder if I could use this to program. You fuck. All right, where's Ox again? Yeah, let's see if we can set this automatically. Okay, so it is 367 on there. It was showing 367.5 everywhere else. All right, so let's go ahead and do the run up. So let's go ahead and increase the... Ooh, hang on, let me make sure... Oh, parking brake is on. Let's get that to 2,000 RPMs. All right, let's reduce the magneto. One spot. All right, one more time. All right, no drop, that's good. Let's exercise the props. Let's get out of here. Oh yeah, what was our frequency again? 35 something? 2716. Oh good, it's still in the same thing. Break off. See you, Kirby. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Put our flaps down a little bit.
Approaching runway 26.
Come on, frame rate. Stop being a bitch.
Approaching runway 26.
All right, let's all right, let's go. Props forward, mix forward. The engine sounds good. Takeoff speed set. Airspeed's alive. We're starting to let go of the, starting to let the yoke come backwards. Starting to let the yoke still come backwards. There we go. Oh, I didn't check the trim. Shit. All right. Well, it is what it is. Now this is a 2-stage landing gear switch, so if you have landing gear programmed as a button, like I have it programmed, if you do it, it's only going to move the button up one spot. I'll show you what I mean here in a moment, once we start climbing. Well, we are climbing, but once we get situated, like on the right heading. All right, so we can turn off fuel pump. Let's make our turn to the south. Okay, let's move our, there we go. Let's move our prop backwards a bit. Put the autopilot master switch on. Let's click on heading mode. All right, heading mode is now activated. Let's go ahead and put our landing lights off. All right, climb 24 manifold pressure, 2400, okay. And CHT as required, that's fine. Yeah, see, best climb rate 105. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go to maintenance and look at our engine. Let's lean out the fuel a little bit. All right, we'll switch fuel tanks. Carb heat, okay. All right, looks like carb heat is hot. here's that switch I'm talking about. When you click it just once, it just goes into off. That's why we had to click it up there twice. Alright, our carb heat is now lowering back down again. Alright, we're back in line now with our carb heat. That's good. Increase our manifold pressure a little bit, and let's increase our propeller a little bit. For the ADF, we should be on a heading of 158. All right, we're getting there. Now it says the right thing on the side of the airplane. I don't know what color the airplane is in real life, but I don't need to know what it is in real life. I'm cool with this one. This is not my favorite livery. My favorite livery is the green one. But I didn't want to do just a 20-minute flight across Alaska. I wanted to do a little bit more of a flight where we can actually trim out the fuel and all that. All right, let's increase our climbing altitude a little bit. Oil pressure looks good, suction looks good, fuel looks good. We're getting ready to pick up our station. Now we can go into like navigation mode. You would just push this so it's in low or high. That's up to you what you want to choose. Usually high is better than the two. Usually it tracks better, but it won't make a turn really. You have to like use heading mode to make your turn and then re-engage. Even if you have it on GPS mode, I still think it's that way if I remember correct. Alright, so they're probably getting a little cold. Let's put the heater on. Checklist, throttle set, right, lean, okay. And for cruise, up to 24, and then 18 to 40. Yeah, mixture 0 to 50 average and peak, okay. So we can operate everything from here too. Altitude mode, disconnect, heading mode, all the lights. One thing I like with this yoke is when you move it, those buttons go right here. That's one of my favorite things of this airplane. frame rate is fucking terrible, man. We're almost at 7,000 feet. Here, I'll put it on localizer mode right now, or VOR mode. Alright, I wonder what the frequency is where we're going. I don't think San Tensions is going to be. Ooh, never mind. Oh yeah, there's no frequencies for this this airport. Oh yeah, 129.805. There we go. All right, we just set it. Oh, we should be on 134.39. Okay. All right, whatever. Boy, that wind is really pushing us. Look how far. Look how many degrees. We're like 20 degrees past our point here, just so we can stay on course. Wow. All right, we are almost at 7,000 feet. Outside air temperature is still doing good. We got our ashtray here, so if you smoke them, you got them. ADF hasn't picked up anything yet. That's a little disheartening. Let's give it a little more juice. After we leave Honolulu, we have to head on a 158 for about 30 some miles. Alright, so we are just about at our cruising altitude. Go up a little bit more. Ground speed is 82 knots. All right, excellent. So that's done. Let's click on altitude. And now let's get our trim correct. So far, it's not asking us to do anything. There we go, trim down. So let's do this here. All right, I got you, trim. Yeah. right, let's switch into heading mode. And let's put this on engine analyzer. And let's go ahead and go into lean, fine, rich of peak. Let's pull our mixture back a bit. Let's pull our prop back a little bit.
World Express 2506, flight level 220. 2506, London control identified.
There we go. All right, so the number one cylinder is the leanest. Now we just need our rate of peak to be between 0 and 50. So let's pull out the fuel a little bit. Let's pull the prop out a little bit more. All right, so I think we're good. And did we already pass? No, we haven't passed the station yet, so okay. And we're gonna leave on a 158 heading. So that means we need to tune this to 358, 338. Use the reciprocal. Yeah, and the ADF didn't pick up. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was going to work. It's 367.5. All right, we can, all right, peak. And there we go. We are leaned out. Now they have all kinds of charts you can look up on this thing for performance and all that. For cruising performance and all that kind of stuff. I just try to stay with whatever they say here. Yeah, whatever they say here. It lights up really nicely at nighttime, which is really nice. Yep, and we are cruising, man. What a wonderful little airplane. It's such a great little airplane to fly. It really is. Cool pick. I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
Flight level 270. World Express 2506, Scottish control, roger. Scottish control, INF, flight level 350. London control, World Express 2506, flight level 270.
Alright, what can we choose? I guess we'll just fly right to Coke Cap I want to say Captain and Coke. We can fly, I guess, right to Coke.
Flight level 200.
So that's like 50 some miles from where we're at right now.
Expect Foxtrot, London Control identified. London Control, Ryanair 4 Delta Golf.
So we'll just capture the 158 radial.
London Control, Ryanair 6 Bravo November, flight level 29.
Fly out on a 338 heading.
Ryanair 6 Bravo November, London Control, roger. London Control, American 100, flight level 340.
All right, people are in green, that's good. Yeah, it's kind of long and short of it. We got all our different controls for lights up here, which we can operate through the tablet here under controls. I like having the state saving on, that way however we exit the plane, that's how it'll stay for next time. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking at before. The endurance. That's how much, when I was looking for how much fuel we needed. I figured we're way over fueled for. I wonder what our landing weight is.
Contact target, radio 124.08. Radio, Tropical Foxtrot, London, so long. Under control, Ryanair 904 Echo Lima, flight level 180.
I could probably find out.
Total control, Ryanair 470 Delta, flight level 180.
Oh, I have it open here. Let me look at the performance chart here.
London Control, American 100, flight level 300.
Yeah, it doesn't say what the landing weight is.
Control, JetBlue 1620, flight level 330.
Landing distance. Pressure altitude of 1,000. We need 29 pounds times 100. Okay, so as long as we are weight, that's feet. It looks like around 2,900 pounds is the maximum, maybe. At least that's where the top of the chart is before it slops off again, so. Oh, our ADF is working now. All right, let's get that lined up. I already tuned it to 158.
Control, Roger 4 Charlie, flight level 290.
Yeah, that frame rate is terrible, man. Let me auto FPS is having a tough time. Let's put this on IFR instead. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, because we're just running at like 24, 25 frames a second. This is a pretty heavy airplane for I think it's a pretty heavy airplane for graphics and shit.
Under control, Ryan Air 5 Romeo Delta, flight level 250. Under control, Ryan Air 909 Yankee Juliet, flight level 210.
Now this ADF station is about 34 miles from Honolulu, so right now we're only about 16 miles. ADF is pretty close. We got our 45 degree, 90 degrees. I'm sorry. This is 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 27, I guess 27 and a half, I guess. All right, fuel is still doing its thing. So on Say Intentions, it has our tail as N8891P. I wonder if that's why it got put on the airplane. That's really weird, though. Progress to Fleet Captain, we're at 9%. All right. I'll request a full stop landing when we get a little closer. Probably turn the heat down a little bit. Wow, look at the frame rate, man. It just goes from like 13, 14. Let me just, give me a second here. I really hate doing this kind of thing, but let me just see if there's something I can turn down.
Scottish Control, Ryan Air 909 Yankee Juliet, flight level 350.
Tell you what, let's turn off live weather.
Juliet, Scottish Control identified, proceed on course.
Maybe that'll help. And what we'll do is we'll go and just choose certain weather. There we go. And let's put this in at 30.34. There we go. All right, maybe that'll help a little bit with our frame rate here.
Ryan Air 909 Yankee Juliet, flight level 350.
Ooh, people are getting cold. Shit. Yeah, that didn't really help a whole lot.
Romeo London Control identified.
Whoa. All right, there we go. Now they're starting to warm up a little bit. Well, that seemed to help the frame rate a little bit. Let me just see if there's anything else I can go in and just turn down real quick. I don't really want to turn photogrammetry off. Yeah, see, why is this all this on ultra? I didn't do that. Give me a second here. Let me share something here. Okay, so here's auto FPS. I got full reduction suite. Let me just do custom. Full reduction suite. I mean, if that's the case, I'll just turn it off and just turn down everything myself. I bet you know what? Let me do that. Here, let's get rid of auto FPS. And let's just turn everything down ourselves. Put those on high. I don't really care about them being on ultra. I don't care about that right now. I always hear this. I always think of Stranger Things. All right, I think that'll be okay now. That 40. Excellent. Now we're at, well, we were at 30 frames a second. Yeah, now we're at 30 frames a second. So that's fine. I don't need it to be at like 60. That would be wonderful if it was. But as long as it's at 30, so it doesn't, otherwise it's going to be like really sticky on landings.
Scottish Control, Jet 1620, flight level 310.
All right, we're still heading okay. We have a couple more miles. Let's switch over to the other frequency. .24 miles. And that one we're going to be heading in on a 169. Yeah, 169. Oh, is Darren saying hi? Hang on a second.
Scottish Control, Chenix 12, Lima Romeo.
Happy Monday, friend.
Scottish Control, identified. Proceed on course.
Okay, so we're going to be heading out on a 169. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Now I can operate. I couldn't grab it for a second. All right, so there's 169. And we are getting ready to make our turn. Yep, 21 miles from Compton. Start turning. I don't think there's any kind of ADF or anything where we're going. No, there's not. Closest one is Southampton, which is 113.35. So let's just program that in just in case. And we are only about 21 plus, we're only like 30 some miles. So let's drop down to like 3,000 feet. All right, and then for, okay, that's what I thought. Nothing really we need to do there. Let's just put on maintenance mode and go into engine analyzer. And let's disengage altitude. Okay, start heading down. Pull our throttle back a bit. Now this airplane, you do have to be careful. This thing likes to do the wave in a way. I try to keep it at about 5 times the ground speed. What's the ground speed right now? 163 knots. So we should be descending at about around 750 to 800 vertical feet per minute. So right now I'm just playing with the trim wheel just to try to get this as close to like 800 as I can. There we go. Something like that.
Under control, East 96 Charlie Papa, flight level 160.
East 96 Charlie Papa, London control identified, proceed on course. London control, speedbird 40 Tango, flight level 340. Speedbird 40 Tango, London control identified, proceed on course. London control, Whiskey 40 Whiskey, flight level 250. Whiskey 40 Whiskey, London control, roger.
All right, let's put the localizer mode on. Let it capture our course. It fluctuates,
London control, line F57.
going up, going down.
210.
Once we pass Compton, we're gonna try to get a hold of our airport.
Scottish control, line
Try to request a full stop landing.
level 330.
Actually, let me, yeah, I'll wait until we get a little closer.
Scottish control, speedbird 40 Tango, flight level 330.
All right, a little bit farther down.
Roger. London control, Swiss 5 Hotel Alpha, flight level 200. Swiss 5 Hotel Alpha, London control identified.
We may wind up re-leaning out the fuel, possibly. If I don't lean it, I usually just try to keep, like I said, I try to keep the pipes here in green or like light orange. Ralph Benson Center, Piper, November 84 Victor Kilo, requesting full stop landing at Popham. We have information.
Piper 9 and 1 Papa, negative, remain outside controlled airspace, squawk conspicuity, and free call London information for further assistance while VFR.
Alright, whatever. That's fine. I'll just contact them myself. Alright, so let's trim up a little bit. Let's put on altitude, engage. Why are my controls not working now? There we go. Yeah. Fuck, man. Come on, guys. There we go. Now it's working again. The controls weren't working for a moment. There we go. There we go. Now it's starting to lean out the right way.
Traffic, Comanche, Bravo, Tango, Yankee, Tango. Comanche, Tango, Yankee, Tango, Disregard.
Okay, we need to be heading on a 181 now. Oh, it's kind of how we're heading. Popham Tower, Piper, November 84, Victor Kilo, 17 miles north, requesting full stop landing. We have information.
Piper 901 Papa, runway 21 right-hand circuit, QNH 1020, surface wind 050 degrees and 5 knots, no reported traffic.
Roger that. Right-hand circuit. Piper, November 84, Victor Kilo. Alright, so it means we're making right-hand turns. Should be pulling up on it pretty soon. Is that it? No, that's not it. That could be it right there. Possibly. Oh, we're really at 2,000 feet. Oh, no shit. Is that correct? Let me see here. .3032, yeah, close enough. Yep. I think that's our airport right there. All right, so for approach, fuel pumps on, mixture rich. Okay. Airspeed, okay, so. Should be landing around 85. Stall speed is 71, so really anything over 71 is good with me. There's Popham. Spin around and then come in for landing.
Approaching runway 21.
That's cool. There's runway 21 right there. Right here. So heading is 209. both fuel pumps. Let's go a little farther out and then we'll spin around. There's the airport right there. It looks like it has like a go-kart track right next to it. Look at that thing. Huh. Is that a grass strip we're landing on? I don't think that's a grass strip. Could be though. Alright, so let's put that on so we have our ground speed. Switch over to 130, 113. That's Southampton. All right, let's make. Okay, let's go out just a couple more. Just a little farther. All right, let's spin around now. We should be running parallel again to the airport. Just pop them. Once we line up, we'll put our mixture all the way forward, prop all the way forward, almost all the way forward. I don't always put that all the way forward, depending on how fast I want to go.
Approaching runway 3. Caution, caution.
It's okay, baby, we're okay. This is England. It's on the other side of the road. Now, I'm guessing in real life they'd vector you, I would think. I mean, I know it said enter traffic, right hand, which we did. Now the white band, I believe that's where we can start putting our flaps down. The last one here, I believe that is our stall speed, which kind of correlates with what they were saying here. Stall speed 71. Yeah, that's like 60 something. Oh, landing configuration. Okay, so stall speed for landing configuration is 64. That's what that white line ends there. That's what that means. All right, we're going to be turning around in a moment or so. Thank God Navigraph has this new thing on their app now where it actually extends the runway. I can look at Navigraph here and know exactly where I'm at. In Europe, though, right now, at least in here, it's only operating when you're in the VFR map, which is okay. I don't mind using the VFR map. It's just very busy. This particular VFR chart is very busy. We are going to be flipping around here in just a moment. And once we make our turn, we will... I'm thinking about taking manual control now. No, I'll wait. We're going to get up to Bramley there and then make our turn. That should give us maybe about 10 miles. Please fix the VRAM leak in this game already, Microsoft. Please. It's only been 2 years. This shit's been out for 2 years already, and it runs so bad most of the time. There's no way I should be in this airplane with everything reduced and still be at, and still have trouble getting to 30 frames a second sometimes. Especially the GPU's only at 70-some% right now, but we are maxed out. If you look at the megahertz, we're using almost 11,000 gigabytes of memory out of the 12 that we have, so that's why we're having issues. I wonder if the music has something to do with it. Let me turn the music off. I tell you what, before I turn the music off, let me turn off FS Realistic Pro. Let me see if that does anything. Okay, that didn't do anything. Let me turn off Say Intentions. Okay, that didn't do anything, and then let me turn the music off. Do anything either. All right. All right, let's turn around now. Put our landing lights on. Put our fuel pump on. Roughly heading in the right direction. Start slowing down a little bit. Mixture in, prop in. Let's turn off autopilot. That's not Popham, is it? Oh no, okay, Popham's farther out. Okay. Oh, it's right in front of us now, sort of. It's off to like our 10 o'clock. Okay, let's go flaps 1. There's Popham. Let's put our landing gear down. Popham Tower, Piper, November 84, Victor Kilo, 3 nautical miles out, runway 21, coming in on final. Oh, I don't have say intentions up anymore. Oops. Not really sure. Oh, there's the runway right there. Shit, I am way off. Flaps full. No lights. No pappin' lights. You know, I never did anything about recording any of this tonight. Oh well. And I'll take it, even though we were all messed up with the frame rate. All right, we're just gonna turn it off here. Since we can. Okay, after landing, flaps up. Strobes off. Fuel pump off. Mixture. Put our parking brake on. trim this out here to neutral. All right, shut down, parking brake is set. Let's turn all the radios off. Avionics master off. Transponder, okay, master switch off. Lights off. Okay, mixture, idle cutoff. Throttle closed. Okay, let's turn the magnetos off. And let's secure everything up now. Go to controls, wheel chocks, tie downs, control locks, covers. And that's good. Gotta open the door up. That was the handle for the door, I guess not. Does the door not? Oh, maybe the door doesn't open on this side. Maybe it's only this side. Huh. Weird. I could have sworn there was a way to open up the door. Maybe not. Oh well, fuck it. There we go. It's got a whole new plane number now. I don't know how that has that. I erased that a while ago. I don't know what happens with these planes. That is an interesting thing, actually. Can somebody explain that to me? Somebody at Microsoft? How do we take off with the airplane looking a certain way, with certain numbers on it, and then we land and it's got different numbers on it? Like, what actually happens when it stutters like that? And then like something new shows up. Like, how is that possible? Crazy. All right, well, I'm getting out of here. We might be back tomorrow night. Might not be. But we'll see. Good possibility we'll be back. Tuesday night. Gotta do something that starts with a T for Tuesday. Textron Tuesday, or I kind of want to fly that Cessna Sovereign again. It's been a minute since I've flown that. All right, well, I'm gonna go put this beast away. Get ready, eat a little dinner, get ready for work tomorrow, and hey, work. Hopefully I'll hit the Mega Millions tonight, or the other, what's the drawing tonight? Powerball. Hopefully I hit the Powerball. Then I won't have to worry about working anymore. That'll be a beautiful day, man. Golly, I need that to come through tonight in the worst way. Make sure you like and subscribe on the way out the door. Appreciate nobody showing up for the stream. It's all good, though. One day, somebody will watch again. That'll be a good day. Hit like and subscribe. And become a member, super chat, send a sticker. That's about it. I'll see you all in the next episode. See ya!